done a couple bad things. Yes, I have done a couple bad things. Yes, I have done a couple. Yeah. Know your trigger like the back of my hand. Load it up. Know your trigger like the back of my hand. Load it up. Know your trigger like the back of my hand. Load it up. Know your trigger like the back of my hand. Load it up. Know your trigger like the back of my hand. Load it up. Know your trigger like the back of my hand. Thanks a lot. It's calling me back. House of sugar. Did they bury me here? Daddy, don't let them put me down. Daddy, don't let them turn me around. I don't wanna go back. Nobody's gonna push me off track. I see what they do. Good people got something to lose. I don't wanna go back. Nobody's gonna push me off track. I don't wanna be this. Good people gotta fight to exist. Thank you. We're very happy to be here. So proud of you and everything that you do. Doesn't matter what I say, ain't worth $1 in change. Wish I could be strong like you. Wish I had something to prove. Wanna be a star like you. Wanna make something that's true. If I sing, I don't wanna be the one to leave my baby out without no bottle to drink. If I sing, I don't wanna be the one to leave my baby out without no money in her bank. I wanna be a fake like you, walk around with rocks in my shoes. I just wanna play the game, big and fat and insane. I'm so proud of you and everything that you do. Doesn't matter what I say, I'm better off dead. If I say I don't wanna be the one to leave my baby out without no bottle to drink. If I say I don't wanna be the one to leave my baby down without no money in her bank. I don't wanna be the one to leave my baby out without no bottle to drink. If I fuck her, thanks a lot. Bobby's just a friend of mine. He's on his back, I'm on his mind. He wakes me when he goes to work. His hands are cold, his breath is smoke. I'd leave him for you. If you want me to, I'd leave him for you. If you want me to, I'd leave him for you. If you want me to, I'd leave him for you. If you want me to. Do you forget when we first met? You grabbed my hand, I tore your dress, I felt things I cannot express, but I lost my way, I made my mess, I'd clean it for you. If you want me to, I'd clean it for you. If you want me to, I'd clean it for you. If you want me to, I'd clean it for you. If you want me to, but I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know you. I know you. I tell you what. To bleed into an endless darkness. Only you, it's only you. I burn them for you. If you want me to, I'd burn them for you. If you want me to, I'd burn them for you. If you want me to, I'd burn them. Tell you what. Thanks a lot. Is get a little bit closer to you, but you're like glue. I'm like water, and you're like glue. And all I ever do is soak through you. And all I ever do is soak through you. All I ever do is soak through you. All I ever do is soak through you. All I wanna do is get a little bit closer to you, but you're like glue. I'm like water, and you're like glue. I'm like water, and you're like glue. And all I ever do is soak through you. 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 Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Bernie. won't you understand? You fight. Clean that mess. Wear that dress. I want you to be happy. I get. When I go, you'll know by my footprints in the snow. Mama says, where'd you go? Daddy says, where'd you go? Baby said, don't you go. She said, rules are rules, made for fools, and you are no exception. We're tools. Won't believe, hate my need to be a little part of this machine. Don't you dare ask why. I'll be with you all the time. Mama says close your eyes. Daddy says close your eyes. Baby, don't close your eyes. Thank you. Burns in the sun, lives for no one. Salt on your tongue, lights out, no fun. Drink to forget, don't get upset. Open your mouth, you look so out of it. Pull it together, we can love you forever and ever. Out of it, pull it together, we can love you forever and ever. Thank you. I've run the whole world round. Too late to slow down now. I'm not the man you've been missing. I was trained to stick to the mission. I was trained to keep it on track. I was asleep like a child. I walked the idiot mile. I flinched at the switchblade switching. I did good, I stayed out of the kitchen. I did good, I kept it on track. Hey, look in the mirror. Ain't gonna right your wrong with the stupid love song. I lived a whole damn life. I kept my mission tight. Sent my message to the chief, saying I did good, I stayed out of the heat. I did good, I kept it on track. Yeah, I was trained to stick to the mission. I was trained, I kept it on track. Yeah. Look in the mirror. Ain't gonna right your wrong with the stupid love song. Ain't gonna right your wrong with the stupid love song. Thanks a lot. This is gonna be our last one. Thanks again. Yeah, we're very, very happy to be here.
Thank you for watching. The staff has been really great. We want to thank them. Thank you, Troy. In the back there is Brian, who's doing sound for us. Thank you very much, Brian. And I don't know where he went. Oh, he's back there. Is Ryan, who's running the sound up here for us, our monitors. It sounds great up here. Thank you very much, Ryan. Oh, yeah. Thank you to Senator Sanders for having us play this. It's an honor to get to open for him.
I see great waves coming our way. Beautiful sunsets on lost and lonely days. Infinite futures become a single past. Everyone papers, nobody laughed. You say one day we should have a baby. Well, right now, baby, I'm struggling. We'll see. Yeah, you say one day we should have a baby. Well, God help me, I love you, I agree. Yeah. After all, there's no way up from apathy. Well, you and me, we got better pills than ecstasy, and miracles and crosses, and miracles and crosses, and miracles and crosses. How many more songs am I supposed to write before I should turn it off and say goodnight? How many more songs am I supposed to write before I turn it off? I have fears I cannot address. She said some things from my past make me feel powerless. Well, maybe I pray for the children and the sinners and the animals too. And I pray for you. After all, there's no way up from apathy. Well, you and me, we got better pills than ecstasy, and miracles, crosses, miracles, crosses, miracles, crosses, miracles, crosses, miracles, crosses, miracles, crosses, miracles, crosses. Thank you.
Love is very peaceful, so bring it down a little. Yeah.
trying to drive underground, and they think that they have got the battle won. I say forgive them, Lord, they know not what they've done. 'Cause as sure as the sun will shine, I'm gonna get my share now. What's mine? And then the harder they come, the harder they'll fall, one another. Ooh, the harder they come, harder they'll fall, one another. And I keep on fighting for the things I want. Though I know that when you're dead you can't. But I'd rather be a free man in my grave than living as a puppet or a slave. So as sure as the sun will shine, I'm gonna get my shine now. What's mine? And then the harder they come, the harder they'll fall, one another. Ooh, the harder they come, harder they'll fall, one another. Hey, the harder they come, the harder they'll fall, one another. What I say now, what I say now. What I say now, what I say one time. The harder they come, harder they fall, one another. Ooh, the harder they fall, one another. Can I kick it? 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 To all the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what live was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause getting mentions on the tip of the vibe buzz. Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug. Come and spread your arms if you really need a hug. Afrocentric living is a big shrug. I like filled with, that's what I love. A lower plateau is what we're above. If you diss us, we won't even think of. We'll nipper the dog and give a big shove. This rhythm really fits like a snug glove. Like a box of positives, it's a plus love. As the tribe flies high like a dove.
Follow us for the funky behavior. Make a note on the rhythm we gave you. Feel free, drop your pants, check your hair. Do you like the garments that we wear? I instruct you to be the obeyer. A rhythm recipe that you'll savor. Doesn't matter if you're minor or major. Yes, the tribe of the game with a player. As you inhale like a breath of fresh air.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of these armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds. People gonna rise up,
has changed so very much. What it used to be, there's so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up all the teachers, time to teach them the way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children to jump the very best you can. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na, 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it now. Just you and me. Wake up all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hair. They don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we could do it if we all lend a hand. Only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out. They do it every time. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na, 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me.
Please welcome Pennsylvania State Representative Nate Davidson.
Wow. Wow. Well, hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome Senator Sanders and Congressman DeLuzio to beautiful central Pennsylvania. My name is Nathan Davidson, but since we're all friends here, just call me Nate. My wife and I are raising our two beautiful kids right here in the city of Harrisburg, where I have the honor of representing my neighbors in the Pennsylvania State House. You know, central Pennsylvania is our home. It gave us the values that we're passing on to our kids, values I think our friends visiting us today will share. Like, if you work hard, you should be able to get ahead. Or when you give back to your neighbors, it makes your community stronger. And that in America, we have no king. And we don't take kindly to a bunch of rich guys who are unelected deciding our future. You know, just down the road from here, in Philadelphia 250 years ago, so a group of folks signed a document. And right at the top it read, "We the people." And the idea that we, all of us, do not need a king or oligarchs sparked a revolution across the globe. A revolution founded on the power of the people fighting against those who would use money or brute force to subdue us. My friends, we find ourselves again in a we the people moment. Once again, it is all of us versus the wealthy few. And once again, in America, those billionaires are coming for us. They're coming for our health care, our retirement, our kids' education. They're coming for the right to due process. And let me say, our union brother Kilmar, bring him back to America today. And they're trying to use their excessive wealth to manipulate our elections and keep working people down. So that's why I introduced the bill in the Pennsylvania State House. It's called Preventing Billionaires from Influencing Pennsylvania Elections. It's not that complicated. Our votes are not for sale. Elections are not a game. And paying people to vote is a corrosive assault on our Constitution. Enough is enough. And folks, I have more good news. Because here in Pennsylvania, we know what to do with oligarchs. Here in Pennsylvania, we know that worker power is the antidote to oligarchs. We taught the world how to take on the powerful and unite as workers. From Homestead to Hershey, our workers forged the steel that saw our nation grow to new heights. But now, I got some bad news, folks. Because just today, another casualty of the economic chaos coming from that guy down there in Washington. Thank you. You know, in Steelton, the birthplace of the Pennsylvania steel industry, some Fortune 500 company just announced another plant closure and laid off hundreds of Pennsylvania steel workers. And I thought all these tariffs were supposed to get the plants open, not the other way around. You know, the more I look around at the economic chaos coming from Washington, the more I know working families need to unionize. Because organized labor built the middle class, and the middle class built America. And that is why I will never give up on the fight to enshrine the right to organize in our Constitution. My friends, thank you for coming out today. But in this We the People moment, I'm going to need to ask you for a little help. Because as someone we all know once said, not me, us. Not me, us. And I want to share something I learned from Senator Sanders. There is something more powerful than oligarchs. That is the power of the people. Of all of us here today. Together, we the people have the power. And our movement is not based on fear or hatred, violence or division. No, our movement is based on people standing in solidarity, together, fighting for our communities. And I need you to take that power and put it to work. Talk to your neighbors, knock on doors, find a candidate or campaign who is running right now, this year in 2025, and get involved. And if it takes you running for office, then run for office. I'll be right there with you. I'll be there every step of the way. So my name's Nate Davidson. I'm a state representative here in Harrisburg. And I want to thank Alex G. for opening us up tonight. Give a big round of applause for them. My best friends in labor, Angela, Maurice, and Jim, who you're going to hear for. Congressman DeLuzio, thank you for coming here. And Bernie, you will always have a friend in Pennsylvania. Now let's tell him how many friends he has. All right, and now I have the great pleasure of introducing my dear friend Maurice Cobb, Pennsylvania AFL-CIO Secretary-Treasurer, and proud Pennsylvania steelworker. Give it up for Maurice.
Good evening, Pennsylvania. Thank you all for coming out. Like Nate said, my name is Maurice Cobb, Secretary-Treasurer of the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO, and I have the absolute honor of representing over 700,000 members and union members in Pennsylvania. Also, previously, I spent nearly 2 decades as a 4th-generation steelworker at the very plant that Nate just talked about that they announced a closing at today. So I come up here with a little bit of a sore heart, but it makes me so happy to see this packed room, to see that we're not going to take this type of stuff sitting down. The labor movement is the backbone of our economy, and manufacturing is the structure of that backbone. For more than a century, Pennsylvanians like my family and my coworkers down the road in Stilton have been making the steel that goes into our iconic American landmarks, like the Golden Gate Bridge and the World Trade Centers. And it's because of those folks and the labor movement that tons of facilities across this country remain the anchors of our communities. Good union jobs support quality schools, public services, and our wages sustain small businesses. Union activism builds stronger and more resilient communities that we live and take part in. But unfortunately, because of what happened in November, all of this is under attack. As some of you here may know, greedy corporations for the past 4 decades have been all too eager to shift production from our plants here and our manufacturing facilities here overseas. They take advantage of the low wages and the lax environmental standards of those countries, pitting worldwide workers against each other, all for a race to the bottom. Also, that already ultra-wealthy CEOs and shareholders can grow even richer. That's what I say. As we see foreign corporations doing more and more illegal dumping their products on our market under the guise of free trade, or route them through sham companies in third world countries, the same things are devastating our U.S. domestic manufacturers in the steel, rubber, paper, and many other industries. Workers and communities continue to suffer because of this unfair trade, communities like Central Pennsylvania. And if there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that American workers will outcompete any worker anywhere if given a level playing field to work on. But what we have right here now is not a level playing field. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, all this talk about trade and tariffs, it sounds like somebody else I may know. But I promise you, stick with me, this is going to go somewhere. So, there's a difference. Here's the thing about tariffs. As union members, we understand that tariffs, when they're used thoughtfully, part of a holistic, coordinated strategy, is much different than what this administration is doing. Under the previous administration, we saw tariffs used as a part of a wider, worker-centered trade policy, one that targeted cheaters, one that built and maintained relationships with our allies, not destroyed them, one that paired trade remedies with investments in our infrastructure and robust Buy American provisions. This in turn helped increase our demand to rebuild our domestic industries for the long term. But what Donald Trump is doing right now by weaponizing tariffs isn't going to end well. Applying them indiscriminately, burning down long-standing relationships with our trade partners like Canada, with no true end game other than a reckless trade war just so he can line his pockets, him and his buddies, and manipulate the stock markets and our 401ks and our retirements. Exactly. Exactly. This scorched earth approach does not help workers, and it doesn't create jobs. It's the bottom line. It certainly doesn't promote or keep lasting widespread prosperity nationwide. But make no mistake, we must vigorously enforce our trade laws and hold cheaters accountable, but we must think bigger than what Donald Trump is doing. We need to invest in our communities like Central Pennsylvania. We need to increase access to labor unions so that we can balance scales between workers and greedy corporations. We must band together to take back the political power that the billionaire class has used against us to restore freedom and democracy. It's going to take all of us, everyone in this room and everyone you touch. It's going to take all of us trusting each other, fighting for as long as it takes. And I know we can do it because this kind of unity is exactly the foundation that the labor movement was built on years ago. So join me, brothers and sisters, siblings and fellow activists. Join me together to fight for good jobs, strong communities, and above all, American dream that our children can live on. Solidarity now, solidarity tomorrow, and solidarity forever. Now I'd like to introduce a brother of mine. He's an awesome union leader here in Central Pennsylvania. His name is Jim Enders, and he's the president of the Central PA Building Trades. Let's put a hand together for him.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. As my brother Maurice Cobb said, I'm the president of the Central PA Building and Construction Trades. I'm also a third-generation proud member of Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local 520 right here in Harrisburg. My son is now also following in his great-grandfather's footsteps and is currently a Local 520 apprentice. Like all union men and women who've come before him, he'll spend his life building and maintaining America, selling his life in 1-hour increments. In return, only asking for one thing: the right to collectively bargain. Unions built the middle class, and the middle class built America. It was built with our hands and our sweat and our blood and our sacrifice. We created the strongest economy this world has ever known. Not billionaires, not CEOs. Working people made America. Working people like my son, like my father and his, and like many of you. But today, working people are under attack by our own elected officials. 8 years ago, the billionaire-controlled administration waged war on workers' rights, stripped away worker protections, and attacked apprenticeships. They handed the power of the economy over to the very corporations that believe workers are disposable. They promised jobs. They promised respect. They promised an infrastructure plan. The only thing they delivered was broken promises. And now, in round two, it's even worse. While billionaires reap tax breaks and record profits, good-paying jobs disappear. Wages stagnate or drop. Working families will once again struggle just to get by. And they think we will just sit by quietly while they destroy the middle class. Hell no! I refuse to stand by while the right to organize, the right to collectively bargain, the right to earn family-sustaining wages is ripped away from all of us. I refuse to watch our hometowns crumble and our pensions be sold off to Wall Street. America belongs to the people who built it, and it's time we take it back. It's time to call out every politician who puts corporate profits ahead of American families. We must demand better, and not just demand it, we need to fight for it. The middle class is not some relic of the past. It's the engine that fuels this country's future. Reverend Vernon Johns once said, "If you see a good fight, get in it." I'm asking all of you to join me in the good fight to save this country. Stand up, speak out, and fight back. Thank you. It's now my honor to introduce our next speaker. Please join me in welcoming the president of the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO, Angela Ferrito.
Good evening. Hello, Harrisburg. I am Angela Ferrito, and I am the president of the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO. We represent 700,000 union members in Pennsylvania, members from every sector of work. Our members are teachers, clerical workers, electricians, baristas, bus drivers, nurses, rail workers, mine workers, steel workers, stagehands. We are labor. And our fight is the same as the entire working class. We are all fighting for dignity, equality, fair schedules, safe conditions, health care. We are labor. Ever since Ronald Reagan fired the air traffic controllers in 1981, unions have been on the decline, removing the one check we have on corporate greed. They've stolen our money and our time. And now they're trying to dismantle our democracy and take our rights away while they do it. Yeah. But the one thing I know is that the power is always in the people. These oligarchs might have the money and the control, but we have the power. Nothing moves without the working class. Everything good we have is because people fought and died for our rights. Social justice is directly tied to economic justice. We are the ones that we have been waiting for, and it's time to build your union. We all deserve a good job with a living wage, a decent home, health care as a human right. A good education without a death sentence. And a world where we can breathe the air, drink the water, and hike and run and swim in our parks. A time and a space for all of us to live and to grow and to prosper. Build your union. We must stay vigilant against our oppressors. We must reject every attempt to distract or divide us. We must all become activists. Working people are not the problem. Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme. Feeding the hungry and caring for the sick is not a strain on our system. These money-hungry oligarchs who believe that taking away all things that make our nation great so that they can line their pockets are the problem. This is our country, and I've got news for anyone who thinks that we are just going to lay down and let them take it. Pennsylvania is the firewall, and we are not going to let them take it. We cannot tire. We cannot retreat. We must organize, mobilize, and save this great democratic country we call home. Keep finding strength in each other. Solidarity is the most potent tool the working class has. So I'll leave you with this, Harrisburg. Solidarity now, solidarity still, and solidarity forever. Power to the people! And now I would like to bring up our congressman from Western Pennsylvania. He is a veteran and a friend to all workers, Congressman Chris DeLuzio.
How we doing, Harrisburg? We fired up? We fired up? I'm Congressman Chris DeLuzio from Western Pennsylvania. I'll tell you, I represent a swing district all around Pittsburgh. Any Steelers fans in the house? Come on, there we are. Look, I am damn proud. I was the only congressional Democrat to win a competitive race in Pennsylvania last year. I know how to win a tough fight. I'll tell you, corporate bosses and their bootlicker Republican politicians, they spent millions trying to beat me in 2 elections. They didn't win, did they? And I didn't have to be some weak-kneed corporate shill to beat them. We know how to win and fight around here. And I'll tell you, they called me all kind of names. They called me, oh, the Republican said he's delusional. The Republican said he's this lefty professor. They call me congressman now. That's right. Now, you've got a congressman right here, don't you? Yeah. An insurrectionist, am I right? A guy who tried to overthrow our election, who tried to throw out all of your votes and my vote in 2020. Has anybody seen this guy? Anybody seen him in a town hall? These guys are afraid to hear from their voters. I say this, that's the job. You got to face your constituents. If you don't want the job, get the hell out of the way. Now, something tells me you're sending this guy packing next year. Am I right? Is he done? All right. Look, I'm a proud Navy guy. You got any veterans in the house? All right. I'm a voting rights lawyer. I'm a guy who fought and organized a union with the steelworkers. I know labor's in the house tonight. Whether you're on a ship at sea, on the ground in Iraq, an organizing unit, you learn about solidarity. It doesn't matter what you look like, the color of your skin, who you love, how you pray. We're in this thing together, and you know what? You never leave someone behind. You look to the person to your left, the person to your right. That's someone whose dignity matters to you. That's someone whose freedom matters to you. Absolutely. That is our strength, and let me tell you, they want to divide us. It doesn't matter whether you come from a big city or a mill town, you're from farm country or the suburbs. We are in this thing together, and we are united in our fight for the common good. Are we going to let them divide us? Are we going to stand together? Damn right. The oligarchs in the White House and the boardrooms, though, they know that's a power that they can't buy. And it's in all of us. Do you feel that power? I see it here. I see it in the town halls. I see it on the streets. I see it in the picket lines. That is our power, and you all have it in your hands. The oligarchs, they don't want you to have that power. They want us fighting each other. They want us divided so they can get away with plundering our government, to funnel tax giveaways to big corporations and billionaires. And you know what? They do it while they wrap themselves in the flag. You see the ads? You know what I'm talking about. They wrap themselves in the stars and stripes. And by the way, wearing their Made in China MAGA hats. We know that. Come on. I'll tell you what. It sure as hell wasn't patriotic to pardon January 6th rioters and cop beaters. It's not patriotic to gut Social Security. It's not patriotic to gut Veterans Affairs and Veterans Care. I'll tell you, it is not patriotic to let bought and paid for politicians like pigs at the trough feed at corporate money, which we see in our politics every day, every darn day. These phony patriots, we know this, they are waging war on the American dream. You feel it. I'll tell you what's patriotic, standing your ground and fighting back, which is what you're all doing right now. I'm 40 years old, whatever that makes me. My kids have given me some grays, maybe. We'll see, all right? But look, serious point. I'm 40. If you're my age or younger, we're the first people since the Second World War. We should expect to do better off than our parents. That is the American dream going away from all of us. It's been ripped away. It didn't just happen. And people are working longer than ever, more debt, housing and health care is more expensive. You can't afford your lives. And again, I don't say the American dream has slipped away. It has been ripped away from people. Taken by this out-of-control corporate power and the corrupt politicians who embolden it. Guys like Trump and Musk. Those are the guys who are killing it. And look, you're going to hear from a guy later, Bernie. You've heard of him? Bernie and I may come from different places and have different stories, but whether you're from Vermont or the Rust Belt or anywhere else, you can see and feel that corporate power is out of control. And it's hurting us. It's hurting this country. It's true here all across Pennsylvania. I am proud to be from Western Pennsylvania. You come with me, I'll drive you across my district, from the AK Valley, where we used to make a heck of a lot of glass out the Ohio River, to the West Virginia, Ohio borders. Steel country. We made the steel that built this country, that helped us beat the crap out of the fascists and the Nazis in World War II. But that corporate power and their race to the bottom, they stabbed communities like ours right in the heart. They tried to strip us for parts, chasing the cheapest and weakest worker rules, environmental rules, putting profit and only profit above everything else. We saw mills close and factories hollowed out, and it hurt communities in Pennsylvania. That story is not unique to us. It's played out across our country. And that endless, reckless pursuit of profit at any cost is still hurting all of us. We see it. We see it all over this land of ours, and it puts us at risk. Something else has to matter beyond just profits. Our safety has to matter, our jobs, our community, this country of ours. And look, Donald Trump understood, as do all of we, that people are pissed off. They should be pissed off at that. What has he offered? What has he done to capitalize on anger? He offers snake oil of hate, division, autocracy. That's not what we need. We're here to call out that bullshit, am I right? Your prescription drugs aren't costing you an arm and a leg because of woke culture. That's not what hollowed out factory towns. Owning a home or childcare hasn't got expensive because of a trans person seeking dignity in their life. That has not made life more expensive. We're not going to let their culture war stuff divide us when they're the ones with their heels on your necks. It doesn't have to be like this. Democrats took on robber barons in the New Deal. We have done this in our party, in my party. We can break their chokehold in our politics. I think we can do it again. But I'm told some people don't want to fight. Do any of you want to roll over and give up on this country? Are you guys ready to fight? Damn right. When the American dream is under attack, we fight. When corporate power rips us off, what do? We fight. When big hedge funds buy up housing and drive up the cost, what do? We fight. When Donald Trump tramples on our Constitution, what do? We fight. Listen, there is a path forward for all of us, and I think we get it. That fighting spirit that you have is what my party needs to go to the mat for hardworking people against anyone who stands in our way. Are you in for that fight? I think hardworking people in this country need a bigger slice of the pie. I think we got to grow the damn pie too. We can do both of those things. And you know what? We got to be clear what we're fighting against and what we're fighting for. I'll tell you some things I believe in. We got to root out corruption wherever it is. That's right. I serve in the Congress. We got to ban congressional stock trading today. It's outrageous. These people get access, sensitive information, and they get rich trading on our jobs. It's a betrayal of the public trust. And we got to get the goddamn super PAC money out of our elections. We're not going to do this alone. We got to organize, hold the line, and get loud. When the Republicans tried to take away the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare, folks held the line and beat it back, and we can do it again today. We're going to build an economy that works for everyone. You know what we also got to do? We got to tax the billionaires. Come on. No more billionaire handouts. We got to fight the monopolies that are crushing workers and crushing small businesses, driving up costs for all of us. And I know labor's here. We got to strengthen the labor movement in this country. That's right. I want my party to be the party of working people, period. Whether you work in a factory or a hospital, behind the wheel, behind a desk. All work has dignity. Am I right? Doesn't matter if you call them oligarchs, robber barons, or corporate jagoffs. We know which side they're on and I know which side I am on. Where are you guys in this? You against these guys? Let's go. Now look, I'll tell you this. I wore the uniform. I was willing to risk my life for this country. I see clearly what they are doing threatens us here at home. That our freedom is at risk. We have to seize this moment to beat back this corporate power. To build a more free, a more just, a more prosperous America. And we got to win this righteous fight. You think we can win it? Now look. There is someone here today who's been living and breathing this fight for a long time. A long time. A champion for workers. I will tell you, the oligarchs hate this guy. They hate him. That should be a source of great pride. The guy brought us all together tonight. Senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders.
Thank you, Harrisburg. What a fantastic turnout. Thank you all very much for being here. Let me thank Nate Davidson, State Representative. Let me thank Maurice Cobb, Jim Anders, Angela Ferrito of the trade union movement right here in Pennsylvania. And let me thank Congressman Chris Deluzio for the great work that he's doing for workers all over this country. Thank you, Chris. You know, I have been traveling this country lately. We've been in the Southwest, we've been in the Midwest, we've been in California, and we're here in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And we have talked to a whole lot of folks, not just Democrats. We've talked to Republicans who have come out, and I would not be surprised if there are more than a few Republicans here tonight. And we've talked to independents as well, and we've talked to people who have kind of given up on the political process. And what we are hearing loudly and clearly is the American people say no to oligarchy, say no to authoritarianism, and say no to an economy in which the rich are getting richer while working people are struggling. And on that note, I want to say a word to your Congressman, Representative Scott Perry. As some of you may know, the Republican leadership in the House and Senate are working on what is called a reconciliation bill. It's Trump's big, beautiful bill. And what this big, beautiful bill will do is cut over $800 billion in Medicaid, cut nutrition programs for hungry kids, and cut educational programs. And at a time of massive income and wealth inequality, what they propose to do with those savings is to give over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1%. Now, I am not in the habit of giving political advice to Republicans. But I would say this to Representative Perry. If you vote for tax breaks for billionaires and cut Medicaid, you will not be returning to Washington next term. Now, what is happening right now all across this country? We saw it in Philadelphia. Yesterday, we're seeing it all over America. Is that people are sick and tired of a handful of billionaires running the United States government. And I want you to think about it for a moment. Think about the richest man on earth, Mr. Musk. Worth $300–400 billion, running all over Washington, D.C., dismantling the Social Security Administration so it's harder for older disabled people to get the benefits they paid into. Proposing to cut 83,000 jobs from the Veterans Administration. I mean, that's hard to believe. You got men and women who put their lives on the line to defend our country. There should be no disagreement, Republican, Democrat, Independent, that those veterans deserve the best care they can get. So we say to Mr. Musk and his billionaire friends, we are not going to allow you to dismantle Social Security or the VA. And what I think there is also profound disgust with, and again, from the right to the left, everybody understands that we have a corrupt campaign finance system. Think about it for a moment. Think about the fact that Mr. Musk himself contributed $270 million to get Trump elected, and then for his reward, he becomes the most powerful person in government. But I want to be very clear in stating this also. This is not just a problem within the Republican Party, it's a problem within the Democratic Party as well. I would say the overwhelming majority of Americans, again, regardless of your political view, do not believe that billionaires should be buying and selling politicians. And when we talk about oligarchy, I want you to think back 3 months or so ago when Trump was inaugurated. And remember this scene. I got kind of pushed into the front row. I kind of walked in and they said, Bernie, you're up front there. So I had the privilege about being as close to Trump as you guys are to me. And sitting right behind Trump were the three wealthiest people in America. You remember that? Mr. Musk, Mr. Bezos, and Mr. Zuckerberg. And then sitting right behind those guys were another 13 billionaires who Trump had nominated to head up major federal agencies. Now, I think all of us remember from our school days when we learned about the Battle of Gettysburg right here in Pennsylvania. And it was a terrible battle. And 20,000 Union soldiers either died or were wounded on that day fighting to help end slavery. And a few days later, as you all know, President Abraham Lincoln went to the battlefield where just a few days ago people had died. Horrible battle. And he looked out on that field and he said that so many words, our vision for the future of America is a government of the people, by the people, for the people. We will not accept a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, for the billionaire class. But it is not just oligarchy and the power of the billionaire class that we are fighting. We are today taking on a president who in an unprecedented way is undermining our Constitution and threatens our freedom of speech and assembly. A president whose agents are rounding up innocent people right off of the streets, throwing them into unmarked vans, and putting them in detention centers in this country and abroad. That is what happens in dictatorships, not democracies. And President Trump, we are not going to allow you to create an authoritarian society here in America. But it is not just arresting people without due process and putting them in detention centers. Trump, again, in an unprecedented way, is suing media for the crime of running stories he doesn't like. And right now, and I want to say this to CBS, the family, I don't know how many of you know this, 60 Minutes did a story during the campaign that Trump didn't like. So he decided to sue CBS and 60 Minutes for billions of dollars, and they are thinking of reaching some kind of settlement. And they want to reach this settlement because they are in the process, the family that owns Paramount, that owns CBS, is in the process of trying to sell Paramount to some other company. And in the process, they would make several $1 billion. So I say to that Redstone family, do not sell out democracy for $1 billion. President Trump is going after law firms. Going after law firms whose lawyers represented clients that attacked him, went after him or his friends. And some of those law firms are caving in. So I say to those law firms, your job is to protect the rule of law, not sell out to an authoritarian president. Trump and his administration are going after major universities. And I want to applaud Harvard University for having the guts to stand up to them. So we got a lot to worry about in terms of oligarchy and authoritarianism and a rigged economy, but it's not just domestic policy. It's foreign policy as well. For the first time in the history of our country, we have a president who is cuddling up to a terrible dictator in Russia, Vladimir Putin. So I say, Mr. President, it was not Ukraine that began this war, it was Russia. And we're going to defend democracy, not dictatorship. But it is not just Ukraine. Trump is continuing the terrible policies of the Biden administration in proposing billions more for the Netanyahu war machine against the people of Gaza. And not only does he want $8 billion more in military aid to continue the killing of women and children in Gaza, they have an idea that is so unbelievable that people didn't originally take it seriously. And their idea, as some of you may be familiar with, is to forcibly expel the suffering people of Gaza so they could build a playground for their billionaire friends, a Riviera. Mr. Trump, we will never let you get away with that. And I want to do something that we don't do very much in Congress, and the corporate media doesn't do it as well. And that is to take a real hard look at what's going on in our country today in terms of working families. Today in America, as you may or may not know, we have more income and wealth inequality than we have ever had in the history of our country. If you can believe it, you got one man, Mr. Musk, owning more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. You got the top 1% now owning more wealth than the bottom 93% of Americans. You got CEOs now making 350 times what workers make. And we don't talk about it much, but let me tell you something as to why I believe the American people are so angry. Over the last 52 years, as all of you know, there has been a huge increase and an explosion in technology and in worker productivity. Every worker in America today is producing much, much more than he or she did 52 years ago. And yet, if you look at inflation adjusted for weekly income, the average American worker today is earning less than she or he did 52 years ago. And during that period, there has been a massive trillion-plus dollars transfer of wealth from the bottom 90% to the top 1%. That is what's going on in America today. Very rich becoming unbelievably rich, while at the same time, again, hard to believe, in the richest country on earth, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family that lived paycheck to paycheck. Many of you are living paycheck to paycheck. You all know what living paycheck to paycheck is about? What does it mean? You tell me. Rent? Oh, one at a time. Raise your hand. Yeah, ma'am. All right. Utilities, medical bills. Right now, people all over this country are seeing significant increases in their rent. All right. They're seeing increases in their utility bills. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you got nothing in the bank, you're living under great stress because you can't pay those bills. What else we got? Yes, ma'am. Food. All right. You know, people are increasingly want to make sure that their kids eat well, not junk food, eat decently. And yet it is harder and harder when you walk into the grocery store to pay for decent quality food, right? All right. And I go grocery shopping in Burlington, Vermont, and I see senior citizens looking at the package, holding it up. How much does it cost? Can they afford it? So the increased price of food is a growing problem. What else we got? Gentlemen back there. No, what? Prescription drugs. In America today, if you get sick, just talk to somebody here in Harrisburg. If you get sick, there is a 1 in 4 chance you're not going to be able to fill the prescription your doctor wrote. Because we pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs so that the drug companies can make zillions of dollars in profit every single year. What else is on people's minds? Yes, young lady right there. Education. Just talked to some kids today. Love to go to college. Love to get an apprenticeship program. I was in one of your schools today. Beautiful kids. And I sat and thought about these kids in Vermont, kids all over this country who want to go out and improve life in the country. We have desperate needs in America in terms of doctors, nurses, pharmacists, dentists, electricians, plumbers, sheet metal workers, construction workers, teachers. And yet, despite all of that need, these kids are saying, we don't know if we can afford to get the education that we need to do the work we want to do and work that the country desperately needs. All right, let me just say this, because I went through this with my family, and I see this every day as Vermont senator and as I go around the country. In America today, millions and millions of people are dealing with incredible amounts of stress. And that is one of the reasons why in our country, not only do we have a life expectancy that is 4 years shorter than people in other wealthy countries, but for the working class of America, it is 7 years shorter than for the rich. So here is the point, and this is a point that is very rarely made. If we were living in a poor country, we would have a certain type of discussion. I would come before you and I would say, you know, I'm a U.S. Senator. We're living in a really poor country. I wish we could provide health care. I wish we could provide education. I wish we could lower the cost of prescription. We just can't do it. We are a poor country. But that is not the case. We are the richest country in the history of the world. Now, what the establishment does is they create a situation where they tell you that politics is about a horse race, who's going to run for president, who's going to win, what kind of dumb thing did Bernie Sanders or somebody else say? That ain't politics. Real politics is taking a hard look at where we are today and where we want to go into the future. And where we are today is in an economy where the working class of this country is struggling and in many respects falling further and further behind, while the people on top have never ever had it so good in the history of the United States. And our job is to get smart, to figure out why that is happening and how we can turn it around. And in these unprecedented times, we've got to think in unprecedented ways. So what I am asking all of you, it's not Bernie, I'm not going to do it for you. Deluzio's not going to do it for you. We have got to do it together. We got to get involved in the political process in many, many ways, because right now, with a few exceptions, what goes on is billionaires in both parties determine who runs for office, determine what the agenda of those candidates are. And our job right now is to demand and make certain that the agenda of the Democratic Party is the agenda of the working class of this country. And let me tell you a little bit, and it's important. You know, I deal with politicians every day, and people can give you wonderful speeches. They are dramatic, they're loud, they're witty, but they don't say anything. And your job is to make sure they do say what's relevant. Let me give you just a few examples. Number one, We're going to go nowhere as a nation unless we get rid of this disastrous campaign finance system. So when somebody comes before you, and they say, I want your vote, you ask them, are you going to get rid of this terrible, undemocratic, Citizens United Supreme Court decision and move to public funding of elections? At a time when the rich are getting richer and major American corporations pay almost nothing, some of them pay almost nothing in federal taxes. Why don't you ask them if they are prepared at a time of unprecedented income and wealth inequality to demand, to pass legislation telling the rich and large corporations they are finally going to start paying their fair share of taxes. All over this country, workers want to join unions. And they want to join unions because they know that when you're in a union, you're going to get better wages, better working conditions, better benefits. But right now, large corporations acting illegally are preventing workers from creating unions. Ask the candidates in front of you whether they support what's called the PRO Act to end illegal corporate intimidation of workers who want to join a union. In America today, here in Pennsylvania, and all over this country, we got millions of workers earning starvation wages. Nobody anywhere in America can make it on $7.25 an hour, not on $10 an hour, not on $13 an hour. In Washington and here in Pennsylvania, we've got to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. And I've introduced legislation to raise it to at least $17 an hour. And here is an issue that some may think is controversial. I don't. And some of the unions are now raising it. All of you have noticed that Musk and his friends have fired thousands and thousands of federal employees. Now think for a moment. These employees, federal government employees, many of them union members, get fired overnight. What do you think Musk and his oligarch friends will do when artificial intelligence and robotics comes for your job? Do you think they're going to say, oh, well, we're going to work out something for you? They're going to throw you right out on the street. That's what they'll do if we let them. So right now, at a time when workers are producing much more, worker productivity is increasing, we should be thinking about a 32-hour work week with no loss of pay. Technology should benefit workers, not just the large corporations who own that technology. We need the best educated workforce in the world. And that is why our kids should have the opportunity to live out their dreams, to get the training they need, the higher education they need. 120 years ago, very brave people around the country, I think it started in Wisconsin, demanded free public education for their kids. And for all that period of time, free public education meant K through 12. God didn't create K through 12. The world is changing. Kids need more education. Let us make public colleges and universities tuition free. And by the way, if we are going to have the best public education system in the world, we need to pay teachers the value of what they're worth. And I've introduced legislation to make certain that no teacher in America starts off at less than $60,000 a year. Many of you don't know this because it's not talked about, but 22% of senior citizens in America are living on $15,000 a year or less. Got that? Can you imagine anybody, let alone a senior, living on $15,000 or less? And in the midst of that, you got some Republicans who are saying they want to cut Social Security. Well, we're not going to let them cut Social Security. What we are going to do is expand Social Security benefits. And we do that by lifting the cap on taxable income. You know, I get around the world a bit. And just the other night, last week, I had a very nice dinner with the ambassadors from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. And we chatted. And I said, just out of curiosity, how much does it cost to go to a doctor in one of your countries? And they looked at me like I was a little bit crazy. Of course, in those countries, in many countries around the world, healthcare is seen as a human right, not a privilege. It is an absolute disgrace. An absolute disgrace and a failure of our corrupt political system that we remain the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to every man, woman, and child. Right now, if you can believe it, again, I keep saying if you can believe it, because these things are so outrageous. We have 85 million Americans uninsured or underinsured. Many of you have high deductibles, am I right? All right. And by the way, people in other countries don't even know what the concept of deductible is. The idea that you have insurance, but you got to pay the first $5,000, $10,000 out of your own pocket is literally crazy. All right? So we got 85 million uninsured or underinsured. We have 68,000 people dying every year. You know why they're dying? Because they can't afford to go to a doctor when they should. Talk to doctors, I do, in Vermont, around the country, and they will tell you patients walk in much sicker than they should be. Brothers and sisters, health care belongs to all, rich and poor, young and old. And that is why I have reintroduced, with 15 co-sponsors in the Senate, Medicare for All single-payer program. Donald Trump thinks that climate change is a hoax. He is very dangerously wrong. And we can create millions of good-paying union jobs, transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. In Harrisburg and in Burlington, Vermont, and in many parts of this country, we have a major housing crisis. You got 800,000 people who are homeless in our country. You got 20 million people who are spending 50% or more of their limited incomes on housing. In my view, we should cut the $1 trillion in military spending and invest that in building low-income and affordable housing. So, brothers and sisters, these are some of the issues that we've got to deal with. And I want to reiterate once again, what the system, what the establishment, what the media, what politicians do is essentially tell you, you are powerless. The oligarchs have all the power. They own the media. They own the political system. They own the economy. And they tell you nothing you can do about it. Well, I'm here tonight to tell you that there's a hell of a lot you can do about it. I'm here tonight to tell you there is no rational reason why we are behind so many other countries in terms of health care, in terms of housing. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country. Highest rate of senior poverty of almost any major country. More income and wealth inequality than almost any other country. Brothers and sisters, this is an unprecedented moment in American history, no question about it. But what I believe in my heart is that while these guys have all of the power and they have unlimited sums of money, if we stand together and not allow Trump and his friends do what demagogues always do. How do they stay in power? They divide us by the color of our skin or where we were born or our sexual orientation. They get us to hate each other. But if we stand together and demand a government and an economy that works for all, not just the few, if we understand that at the end of the day, 99% is a hell of a larger number than 1%. If we have the courage to go outside of our zones of comfort, talk to other people, talk to your Republican friends. They don't think that billionaires should get tax breaks. They don't think that Musk should be destroying Social Security. So let us stand together. Let us defeat oligarchy. Let us defeat authoritarianism and create a government and economy that works for all of us, not just the few. Thank you all very much.
This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love.